Good afternoon, everybody. So I wanted to talk to you today about when it comes to the narcissist and the new supply. So when the narcissist goes to the new supply and jumps over the new supply, once you get into your first argument with them, they're starting to already smear your name to everybody, right? They're starting to build this complex around what they are, how much of a failure you are to them. Okay, but they're going to say in certain kinds of ways to where it's going to be received by the people around them. First of all, they have their flying monkeys, right? Just like the Wizard of Oz. And those are the people that listen to them, work for them. They do their biddings. They're the ones that either believe the mask or profit from the mask, or they're just like the mask. They're just as toxic. So they're going to believe these stories that come from the narcissist. And the people that you both know are typically, some are going to believe the narcissist stories as well, because they're going to be on the level of the narcissist. They're going to be not in your corner as much as they are going to be in the corner for the narcissist. So the good thing in all this is you find out who your friends are and who aren't. The ones that stay with you, that believe you when you have to say nothing, then those are your true friends. You stick with them. The ones that run from the flock or run from, your side, let them go. There's nothing to say. Sides are chosen a lot of times based on your character without you even having to say anything, okay? And so if they want to go over there based on what the narcissist said, then let them, because this is the thing, they don't have truth in them. The truth will come out without you having to say anything, because the narcissist screws everything up anyway. All you have to do is give it time. And so when this occurs, they say things in a way like you have anger issues, but they're trying to work it out with you. And, this is kind of how it gets started. And then, and they're trying to, they really care about you. They're concerned about you. So they'll say it in ways to where it will be receptive to people, especially people that are shallow, okay? And people that don't have truth in them. You got to understand, there's people that are kind of at a mid-level where they have some truth in them, okay? And those can be reckless people. But then there's those low people that have very little truth in them, or no truth at all, okay? That like the narcissist. So those are the people that are just going to run with the narcissist. You don't have to try to convince those individuals, because the narcissist is a piece of shit. And chances are, if these people are believing the narcissist based on your relationship with them, when they know who you are too, then they're probably going to be a piece of shit as well. They should not be, someone who's receptive to these things are going to be probably low on the truth level or very toxic in general. So let them go, because they were probably getting in the way of you in your prosperity, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in finances and all that. Because when you start gaining prosperity, it comes in all departments, okay? And so you got to understand, this is how it starts. And then, the narcissist has no accountability, so they have to push this out, this kind of information. It's like the street sides, you're on the air, you know what I mean? This is the news of the day with the narcissist. This is the news they're going to be putting forward. And so this is part of your smear campaign. And then so it just continues. Now, when you leave the narcissist, or the narcissist leaves you based on, because you start getting to a point to where you're bucking back with them or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've been discarded or you discarded them or you reverse discarded. It doesn't matter, because when you're done with them, then they have to go somewhere else. And, I say it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be concerned with wanting them back, at least, okay? Now, some of you guys want some sort of like, you guys want some sort of justice, and I get that. Justice is good, but see, justice can't be served by you. If you're a truth teller, truth seeker, if you're a fair individual, you don't want to go down the route of you trying to serve up justice, because when you try to go down the road of serving up justice, you have created in itself an injustice. And because you have created in itself an injustice, it's retaliation. And then you have kind of like hate involved, anger involved, and you have the wrong motives involved. And what comes from that is usually violence and repercussions back on you as far as negativity goes, to where you can get caught up in things with the law, anything. So you want to keep it cool, you want to let it go. You got to let it go, and you got to let them go. You got to quit looking on their social media. You got to quit looking into, like, when things come into your mind that are evil, you got to put them down. You got to cast it down, you know? And so that's what you need to do. When the narcissist comes into your mind, you cast them down. I know it's not easy. You change your thoughts. You got to change your mind. To get away from the narcissist, you have to constantly change your mind when those things come into your head, because they are witchcraft in the physical form. So what happens is this is how it goes. They have no accountability, so they have to operate this way. They're afraid of the abandonment. They have to be one step ahead of you, so that's why they start these things ahead of time, because they're always running from relationship to relationship, and it's because they don't have accountability. They can't go inside. They have nothing in here, no kind of moral fiber. Everything they get is validation out here. All they do is look to pleasure themselves, and they run over everybody in doing it. They don't give a shit. And because of that, it's an evil construct. And so what they do is they're always constantly running from one relationship to another relationship without even stopping to heal, to think, to wonder what happened. How can I, try to straighten some of this mess out? You got to go inside, right? You got to go inside to heal. They don't give it time, and they don't give it time on purpose, because they're maladaptive and they can't. When you live a life that they've been living, you can't slow down, because when you slow down, you get that bereavement overload. You get all of that sinful nature that you've been putting on people day after day after day, year after year. It'll hit you square in the head, and it will remind you how shitty you are. And so they want to avoid narcissist injury at all costs. So they just go to the next relationship. Why do they run from relationship to relationship? Because they're constantly screwing up all their past relationships. They screwed them up. And chances are they screwed them up pretty damn quick. When you get to a certain level of toxicity in the narcissistic nature, sociopathic nature, they will wreck things pretty damn quick, typically. And the older they get, the wrecking ball comes out faster. And most people are a little bit more educated as they get older on whether verbal abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse is. And then, of course, you have physical abuse, financial abuse, the isolation, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, all of that. Okay? And you can't talk to the new supply. If the new supply tries to come at you, you block all of them, man. You block them, you block their friends. Even their friends, their family are going to be loyal to them, and they're going to use all that for fuel against you, or to come at you with. And listen, friends of your enemy, because the narcissist is your worst enemy. They're really like the Judas. In the bunch. They come across as one of your friends, okay, and then they perform the greatest betrayal upon your life. And betrayal is, so this is what happened to Christ, right? And so this is why a lot of times I feel like that in these things, what kind of wakes you up spiritually, in a sense, is it's kind of like there is, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing, but it's like there is also, just as Judas was this like wolf in sheep's clothing, you're dealing with a similar situation as far as the positioning, like as far as like the you have a Judas in your life, okay? And it's the one that's supposed to be the closest person in your life, the one that's supposed to be your love partner, the one that's supposed to be accountable to you and you to them, the one that's supposed to be the truth teller to you, your advisor when you need it, okay? The one you can trust the most is the one that is most untrustworthy, most emotionally checked out, most morally depravity going on with them, and the biggest, largest threat in your life. They are abusing you, using you, talking behind your back, destroying you, and cheating on you. And so when their friends are also in cahoots with this, all of this. So why do you want to you need to get out of that energy, and you need to heal, and you cannot heal and get out of that energy. It's going to continue and perpetuate if you hang out with their friends, talk to their friends, talk to their family. I understand that if you have children with them, then you gray rocket and you do just straight business with them, their friends and their family, if you have to deal with them. But that's it, just because of your children. Outside of that, there's nothing to say. And so these are the things that will come about. And so when they try to triangulate you with the new supply, if you have them blocked and you're not feeding into it, well, that energy has got to go somewhere, and they're expecting it to go to you through the triangulation, that negative energy. So then you can retaliate back and all of that. So they always constantly need that negative and positive supply fuel energy. And that's also why they always have to have a black sheep, which is the one that's all wrong, and then a golden child, which is the one that's all right, the one saving them. Their current new supply is their golden child. You're the black sheep. But you can be the black sheep. Who gives a damn what they position you as? If you're not answering to any of their mess, it's got to go back to the new supply, or it's got to go to somebody close to them. So what happens is first, they're devaluing you. You're saying all this crap that how terrible you are and how much they were a victim to the new supply, right? So when you don't feed into this is the glorious thing. You don't have to do anything. Remember, I told you yesterday, or I told you the other day, that in like 2 podcasts back, the Satan has wolves. But when you wake up to who you are and you're with Christ, then he's the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and he is a lion in you. Okay? And so as you understand who you are, where you're positioned, who you're positioned with, the King, y'all, Christ the King, right? So you positioned with him. If he's a lion, then he's in you. He's a lion through you just letting him do his thing. Okay? And a lion doesn't have to do anything when you're the king of the jungle. I told you, they walk around and they just know they got this. Because a wolf could come. A pack of wolves can come. And they will knock them down, y'all. A lion will tear up a pack of wolves, man. A lion don't have to worry about nothing like that. Okay? And when you got Christ with you, you just got to sit back. You got to be cool. You got to just shut up and just let things play out. Because the narcissist F's up everything in their life. Especially when you're not there to fuel it. You're the only thing good in their life. And so when you don't fuel it, the new supply, now they start to defend you against the new supply. So first they were devaluing, telling them how bad you were, right? You have anger issues, however you were doing, whatever the hell that they were saying you were supposed to be doing to them is what they were doing to you. They're just projecting, right? So, but when you're not there to take the brunt of their stupid smear campaign, you're not answering back. Now they got to come back to the new supply with the negative energy. So now they start to come right around the corner again, back to the new supply with that same, now it's not that good energy, how much they're talking all good up about them and how bad you are. Now they got to put blame on them because they're not fixing everything. And if they're supposed to be their sole survivor, they're supposed to be the one that's going to be the one to save them. That's what the narcissist thinks. But now they're getting into devalue mode and it comes quick, man. It goes from love bomb to almost devalue discard quick. I mean, because this is what happens, or they just be in hard devalue mode real quick, but they ain't getting no more love bombing because you ain't there to give them that negative energy. So you can't keep it even keeled for them to love bomb no more because they convert energy. You are there to regulate their emotions. And when you're not there, then the new supply is too. But they're planning on you regulating their negative energy, their negative emotions, while they're love bombing the new supply. But when you're not answering, what happens is now they got to give the new supply that negative energy. So now they start doing it in a way to defend you. Oh, so you do this, but my ex, he did this way better. You know what he used to do? You know where he used to take me? You know how he would make me feel? Do you know how much money he had? Do you know what kind of car he drives? Do you know where he shops at? Do you know? And the new supply, man, they ain't having that. And chances are, when the narcissist finds you, when you were their supply or the new supply that they're with now, they pull you from your spirit man, your logic self, into their emotional field and their ego. Because they start with you, the man. You the best thing. You should be treated better. That's how they put you in that high pedestal, but it pulls you down to your ego. And then so they can get into that emotional field, that emotional cut. And see what you can't be. So this is the thing. Typically speaking, there's times where if you're with a good individual, somebody who loves you and you love them, then you can be in logic and you can have your emotions and your logic intertwined with them, and they both be in good shape. Okay? But when it comes to the narcissist, you cannot be in logic mode, understanding logically and understand emotionally when you are emotionally hijacked. They don't go together. What they want you to do is drop your logic and they hijack your emotions. And then you're running off your emotions and your logic is put to bed, put to sleep. And this is how they hijack you. Now you're controlled through your ego. Your ego is your emotions. I mean, when it gets to the narcissist and how they handle it. So you start being controlled completely by them because they manipulate it. But you know, when somebody that loves you, you can defend them, protect them, love them, but they are on the same level as you, so things can meet. It could just be a double-stranded cord of strength together that pulls you together. With the narcissist, when you get your emotions involved, you cannot have both going together. You're logically empty. When you get your logic involved with the narcissist, you take your emotional level down to empty, and that's what you need to do. That way you can stop, you can step out of it, and you can look at it for objectively what it is. What is actually going on, and how do I play this game? And I'm not trying to say that life with whatever is the game, but when it comes to the narcissist, you have to look at it like a chess match. You have to take your emotions out of it. You have to know that they've been playing a game with you. Now you need to play that chess game right back, logically. And for you, most of the time, it's to shut up, sit down, sit back, and don't say shit. The narcissist will F it right up. Just give it a little time. And I was going to say, the reason why I believe that we have woke up spiritually to all of this is because just like when, Judas betrayed Christ, there is this thing going on here where betrayal in this world system is one of the most evilest things that somebody can do. And it takes the fakest individual to perform it. Okay? And so that is what I believe is the trauma that wakes empath up, or a primary source supply, somebody who's chosen to break this generational curse. It takes some sort of major betrayal, and that's why you woke up, because in this world system, Christ showed us that betrayal is the most evil thing that could happen in your life. And when it happens to you, unfortunately, it's for God to raise you up in a special way. But when you handle that betrayal correctly and not in an evil way, when you give it to God, you let it go, you drop it, your ego, and you lay it down at the cross, that's when God picks you up. And that's when God will show you new things. He will use you in new ways, and he will expand you into your blessings, into He will propel you into your future, into a glorious future, into a blessed future, into a future where you are not falling trap and prey to the narcissist, to the evil one anymore. Because now you can read these signs and you can walk away. You walk away from this stuff now. Now you just get out of this last narcissistic relationship because you understand you're awoke. When you woke, baby, you woke. And now you turn, you do an about face, and you go the other way. And anytime this stuff comes to you now, you're not going to be emotionally intertwined with it anymore, because now it's going to be stepping to you at the very beginning. You're going to catch it. You're not going to have your emotions hijacked before you wake up to it. You're going to be completely awoke to it. You're woke. So now when the red flags come, you stop. You don't say anything. You step back. You gray rock and you keep it moving. You don't have to deal with it. You just avoid it. And a lot of times in this world system, in the future, after you wake up to this, you gotta just walk away and avoid things. You don't retaliate. God gets revenge. That's why better is a thing in the end than the thing in the beginning. Because the thing in the end is what you have turned into. How glorious you will become through God and through Him leading you. And how God will destroy the foes in the end. You don't have to do anything. He gets revenge. So if you can give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up, I love y'all. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And until next time, soldier up, stand tall, peace, we out.